Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this episode of our Glory Hunter season. We said we'd be back when we have a new job, and we potentially have some news for you today. So we're going to jump straight into the game and see where we kick off. So we've just been met with the news that Mikel Arteta has been sacked from his job at Inter Milan. Obviously, a top level club. They are currently sitting 11th in the league, which is a little bit surprising. As we see, they have had 6 wins, 9 draws, and 4 defeats in their opening 19 games. So we are at the halfway season, the halfway point of the season. Exactly, we're sitting on 27 points. We are only looking at it. We are only 14 points behind. If I were to take the job, I'm saying if I were to take this job and get this job, we are only going to be 14 points behind. It seems like a massive gap, but I think it's actually one that will be achievable with half a season left to go. So what I'm going to do, view the job advert, apply for the job, and we'll just see what happens. So they have received my application. Little news so far, nothing coming down the line. Mines are looking for a manager as well, yes. There have been a few managerial jobs that come up that I've skipped past. I've been offered an interview for Inter. Let's attend the interview. Welcome, we're glad you come along to discuss your plans for future. Great, let's get started. How would you overcome the relatively big obstacle of not speaking the language? I can learn the language, that's okay. Can you ease our concerns that you have never previously managed in this country? I think my understanding of the game should quell any question. I, I think that's a nice answer. It's a confident answer. Do you think it's positive or negative that you've thus far managed just one team? There isn't much loyalty left in football anymore, but I think it reflects well on me that I should plenty of it. It's kind of true because I spent 2 years at one club. Are you willing to assure us that you do a better job meeting expectations than your predecessor? My record speaks for itself. Kind of, yeah, I think so. I mean, very won 4 trophies, won 6 trophies with Newcastle. We don't want a repeat of our last manager, who we had to part company with earlier than expected. Are you going to be around for a while? Well, maybe not, but we're not going to tell you that. I have a proven track record of spending considerable time in a job. It's not really true. Is 2 years considered as that's a thing? Um, is 2 years considered long enough in one job? Are you the right person to turn around? I'm a motivator. I will always adopt a positive attitude. Yes. Would you be able to take charge straight away? Yes, I can, because obviously I'm out of work at the minute. Working with a director of football, more than happy to work with him. Yes, he can do a lot of the the heavy lifting. What sort of budget are you anticipating to put backroom staff together? Well, I don't really plan on making a lot of changes. Probably make a good few changes, so I need a decent budget. Don't expect to make wholesale changes, probably a smaller budget. We'll say a decent budget. Our long-term vision for the club: play attacking football, don't sign players over 30, sign players under 23, work within the budget, sign to sell for profit, sell young players to develop for profit, minimum 4-year contract for first-team players, be competitive in the Champions League this season, qualify for the Europa Conference League next season, so they don't have a high bar currently, work towards developing the best youth system in the country. Next season, win Serie A. That's a target. Yes, absolutely. Develop the best youth system. Continue to win the Serie A. Continue to win the Serie A. Continue to win the Serie A. So yes, let's go with that. If hired, we would expect you to challenge for the UEFA Europa Conference League qualification. Do you think you can do better than that? We don't want to get too carried away. I would fully expect us to qualify for the Champions League. What I actually want to do is qualify for the Europa League, so that next season we can perhaps go on to win that. Um, or at the very minimum, the Europa Conference League. If given the job, I feel I could do slightly better than expected and challenge for the UEFA Europa League qualification. Let's go with that. What do you think of a pros transfer budget of 110 million? Should you get the job? I think that's fine. Yes, that's a very good budget. I think the proposed transfer budget is realistic, and would give me the funds needed to bring the squad up to scratch if hired. And a wage budget of over 2.8 million per week would be suitable, I think. Absolutely. Let's agree with that. Are there any other requests that you would like us to consider should we decide to hire you. If I were to win you a Champions League, would you build me a statue? That's not an option, so that's fine. I have no requests to propose. This draws things to a close nicely. We would like to extend our appreciation to you for attending today, and we'll be in touch to inform you of our decision. So, job interview is in, um, and already, so that was at 8:56, and now at 9:15, so 19 minutes later, the press are already reporting that I am 64 odds on. Does that make me the favorite? With odds, oh, so I was 64. I'm now 1-3. Now even stronger to be. Okay. Well, this could reflect very well that you attended an interview. Do you have any comments to make? No. I'm going to decline that. Not interested in what's going on at Sporting Gijón. Because it's not a job I'm interested in taking. Newcastle's tab completes loan move to Barcelona. Okay. Nico Williams has joined Newcastle for 101 million. That is insane. David Moyes is going to lose his job. Raul's going to lose his job. We're not interested. We're in talks. We are in January as well, actually. So we've half a season. Ooh, this is the first time in your career. Go away, you, because Inter request backroom changes. So we have no changes to suggest. Let's just keep everybody as they are. I am about to get the Inter Milan job. That is where we are at right now. Gattuso sacked. Yes, here we go. We're about to take on the job at Inter Milan. Start negotiations. 3-year contract, 72 grand a week. It's a pretty good budget, or a pretty good wage. Finalize that. Exit that. Done deal. And here we go. And they have confirmed the appointment of Korky Blues as the club's new manager. Eyebrows were raised in the world of football as the appointment of the 43-year-old who had recently spent time away from club football. He has recently spent time away, and he is sure to face plenty of questions when he faces the media for the first time at Comunale Milano. They moved on the new stadium. They must have done. Blues, who of course most famously lifted the UEFA Champions League with the Magpies in 2025. I mean, that's the end of a sentence. That's badly written. He replaced his previous manager, Mikel Arteta. Jose Bordalas was considered to be the favourite for the job, particularly after he was spotted attending an interview with the club, but they ultimately preferred a different candidate. Inter have been disappointing in the Serie so far this season and find themselves in 10th place. Inter have drawn 4 of their last 5 games in the league. So media predicted us to finish 3rd in the league. Obviously, great reputation, great history. This is our recommended best 11, and this seems to be loosely based on my own current formation. That may be the formation they were playing. I'm not too sure, but this does look to be a good lineup. So we're going to get into it. I mean, here's the club vision. We went through all that in the job interview. Supporters expect us to finish above Juve, be competitive against Milan, and record a top half finish. That's achievable. Meet the media? No, thank you. Meet the backroom staff once a month. And here we are. Blues takes charge at Inter. So, yep, the non-EU player rules, it's fine. I'm not even reading that, let's just agree. Youth intake already has come in, and it's not bad, it's 3-star. We've got central midfielder who looks to be possibly up to the standard. Qualify for the Champions League through the league. Okay. I feel like that's changed. Season expectations qualify for the Champions League through the league. I feel like they wanted Europa Conference, and I aimed for Europa, but that's fine. So what we're going to do is going to take a little break, get all my get my tactic installed, get my backroom staff sorted out and everything. And we're going to play the first game, which is against Roma, of course. Big fan. In the Coppa Italia third round. So hopefully the two Northern Irish managers will go face to face in my first game as we take on Brendan Rodgers' Roma team, a team I know very, very well, being a supporter, of course. But we'll get a little look at the team, we'll get our tactic installed and get all the backroom staff and everything sorted out, and we will be right back. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I've got all the backroom staff instructions sorted out. I've had a little look at the squad as well. Installed my favorite, of course, Fires at Pompeii tactic. I've had a look at the squad and seen that an area that we are struggling in at the minute is certainly in central midfield. We also do have an awful lot of young players in amongst the squad as well, so we need to beef up that central midfield a little bit. We've had two bids made already, two loan bids, one for Paul Vanner in Bayern Munich and one for Lucas Bergvall at Tottenham Hotspur as well, of course. So we're going to proceed with this game. We are facing Roma in the Coppa Italia. Some players are struggling a little bit on match fitness. That's okay. Also had to install the 3D kits as I realized I didn't have them installed previously. And we're ready to take charge of my first game against my I'm fed up of our recent bad form. I mean, I wasn't there for that. The fans expect a win. Don't let them down. Let's go with that. Motivated, inspired, aggressive. That's what we like to see. A quick look at the Roma squad. Mancini, Hermoso, obviously there. Brian Cristante still there. Pellegrini, Dybala. They have brought in Reece Nelson, Trevor Chalobah, Luis Maximiano, Carlos Augusto, Thomas Pobega, and Thomas Lemar as well. So they do have a very good squad, must be said. We have our first walkout, first kind of little bit of I suppose a bit of a warm up, and we are underway. So first game in charge. Hopefully, we'll just make sure that the replays and everything is fine. Yes. As the ball comes left here to DeMarco, he's getting in on the line already. He's having a shot. Maximiano saves. So we've made a good start. Uh, 15 minutes in. I mean, there's been one highlight. It's a bit of a slow start so far, but that's fine. Maximiano kick it out to Hermoso. It's playing central defense. Finds Cristante. Finds Pellegrini. Comes wide right then Luis Nelson. Goes all the way back to Mancini. Back on Nelson. Let's change up to go very attacking. Luis Nelson's going to get down the line. Cuts the ball back. Comes to Pobegba. And Cristante's there to open the goal score. Okay. So not quite the start we had in mind, of course. This ball comes to Cristante. And there we have it. Well, we're changing up to go very attacking. Demand more. We need to get to the bottom of why this squad of players. This is a very good squad of players as well, I should say. So ball comes to Barella. He's looking in for Tapalovic. I mean, I've gone with a buzzer. I may have gone a little bit too early. There is a suspicion of offside. He might have been on. And it's given. So Tapalovic scoring the first goal of my reign at Inter Milan. As we see, the ball comes back to Barella. Fires a nice ball across the face of the goal. There's a nice little touch there from Tapalovic. I'll never say that right. To just turn it away from the goalkeeper. And we are back on level terms. 39 minutes gone, approaching the halfway mark. Marcus Thuram looks to be struggling. He's playing poorly and he's low on fitness. So I think, yes, we do need to make a change there. As Reece Nelson gets away down the right. Doing all sorts of backward turns and kind of flicks and tricks. Thuram has picked up a groin injury. We'll see him in the halftime and then we'll make a change. Keep going. We can beat them. Yes, we can. So on right wing, what have I got? Kasper Dolberg, they're suggesting can play there. I have a number of players who might be able to fill in that slot. Valentina Carboni, Kasper Dolberg, Privatera, not really. Tonelli can. Del Piero, not no. In fact, just straight no. Put in 19-year-old Badra Fofana. Tego Romano on the left, maybe. And these are all defensive players, so no point looking at them. I'm still, for some reason, I'm still looking at them anyway. So maybe we'll bring in Dolberg on the left. Go back to the dressing room. Let's give him a team talk. Trust you to make a difference. Make me proud. And we'll get the second half on the way. I feel like I have played against Inter with Newcastle, probably in the Champions League, and I feel like Kasper Dolberg did score against me. Pavard's not playing well. Dumfries is not playing well. We should take one of them out. Perhaps bring out Dumfries and bring Pavard onto the wing. Sprella receives a ball. It's a lovely pass from Dumfries. Good effort from Vittorio Martinez, but he is offside. Shellerup is not having a good game either. We are an hour in. Need to make some changes because some of these guys are just not doing it. Carboni, no, he's my left wing option. Franco can play up there. DeMarco. Nope, not in the attacking spot. Fofana is my right-sided player. Pierre central. Tonelli, striker, defender. There is a bit of action going on behind us, which we can't quite see right now. Maybe Fofana is probably the best option. He's not very strong. He's quick, but he's not great. I think we'll bring in Thiago Romano. Dumfries is not playing great. I mean, I don't really want to bring in this 17-year-old kid, but he is very good. So I'm going to bring him in for Dumfries and bring Pavard out to fullback. There's 2 more changes to make. 2 of them look happy to be coming on, so that's a positive. We are all in their half, more or less. Our 2 central defenders are the only players. Pavard finds Topalovic. It's back to Gilarducci. Finds Slane, finds DeMarco. He's going to have a go. He's going to have a go, alright. What an absolute incredible finish. I think Shalaba just stood off him a little bit. Gilarducci finds a Slane, brings it to DeMarco. He's just giving too much time there, and Shalaba just stands off him. Absolutely drills it right into the post-state stamp in the top corner. And gives us a 2-1 advantage. He is struggling on fitness. He is probably about to come off. He's contributed very well for us. We've a little over 10 minutes to go. Let's make some changes. We'll bring in Carboni for DeMarco. And who else am I going to bring in? There's a lot of young players here. Playing with that kind of position. I don't want to bring in another central defender. I want to bring in. Can I bring in a striker, perhaps? Do you have a couple of young strikers? I may need to get some of these guys out on loan. Badra Fofana. Torre is another 18-year-old kid. He's got great stats. Might bring in Stankovic. Barella, not playing great. Picked up a booking. Stankovic can play as a defensive midfielder, so let's put him in there. So bring in Carboni and Stankovic. A little over 10 minutes left to go. There was some advice there. Fluto crosses, hit early crosses. Keeps going away on me. Carboni brings the Slane, and the ball's intercepted and comes to Dopic, whose pass is intercepted by Carboni. It's a nice way of defending. Back to Jan Sommer. Finds Giarducci. Finds Tapalovic. Tries to go around the right hand side to Dolberg. Pavard runs it back. And then gives it away ridiculously. Stebala goes back to Pobega. Amuzo brings it forward. Looking for Lamar. I don't know if he dummied the ball or the two of them just missed it, but comes to Sule on the left, on the right. He's having a go on. There's a deflection. It's not a great shot. Comes to Sule here, as we see, makes it run down the right hand side. He's given far too much space. Carboni doesn't get tight. Puts inside on his left foot. Takes the shot there. I think it actually might go in off Dovbyk, is it? It's one of them anyway. It's either him or the defender. And we have a little under 4 minutes plus stoppage time. A little over 4 minutes plus stoppage time to try and steal the win. Stankovic brings it forward at Topilovic. Finds Aslani. He's got all the space to go into. He's at the post. Festi brings it out. He hit the post right at the end. He did very well in centre midfield. That's disappointing. That's disappointing. It's not a bad result given that isn't good enough. Unacceptable. Extra time. I wasn't sure if we were straight in. I thought we were straight into extra time. We do need to make, two of our two best players, it's fair to say, do need a break. Lautaro for Tonelli, is that the change we want to make? Not really. But maybe we should. Carlos brings it back to Mancini, finds Cristante. It's a long ball over to Lamar, comes in, Dovbyk's at the post as well. We got away with one. We absolutely got away with one there. Palacios in the defence perhaps. Bastoni. It's a midfield change I need to make. I'm going to bring in this kid for... who do you bring in? None of these guys are really centre midfielders. Tonelli is a very good potential ahead of him. Finishing 13, finishing 12. See, I feel like Privatera should be the one to come in. He's a defender. I'm playing the left side. Lautaro not playing well. He is playing well, but he is struggling. As are my two midfielders. It's going to have to be. As Lamar now makes a break down the left hand side, finds Dovbyk. Bastoni comes across to take the ball from him. Jan Sommer brings it out left to Carbone. Finds Aslani, first time pass to Romano. So you're going to break up the left hand side. Big deep cross into the back post. And Kasper Dolberg is there to give us a 3-2 lead. 2 minutes before the second half. Stop the extra time. Half time. Can't get the words. And we see Romano. It's a nice touch out on his left. Another nice touch here. Big deep cross into the back post. Across that infamous corridor of uncertainty. Kasper Dolberg is there to fire us into the lead. And yes, we will make the change. And that's half time. Let's restart the second half. As we can see from the pass map, we are really pushing Roma back. They're all in their own half. We are, apart from Bastoni, we are all in their half. As Sule takes this corner, it's in towards goal. It's over the crossbar. I thought it might be a save there from Sommer, but doesn't look like it. Do need to give the players a rest after this game. See it out. We're in the dying minutes. 2 minutes to be added on. We're going to see it out. First game, first win. It was a little difficult. Roma are a good side, of course. Nice work. That was good. Yeah, let's go with that. Sees us into the next rounds. Carlos Augusto suffers defeat against his former club. Enter win. Thuram's out for 6 days. Tonelli makes his professional debut. Was not aware of that. But that is a good start. So we are midway through January. We have Bologna coming up next. Then we have Feyenoord, Lazio, and Newcastle. Of course, we will be facing Newcastle in the Champions League. And it is at that stage. Where are we? We are guaranteed. Well, we're not quite guaranteed, really. Mathematically, it's possible. Well, there's 2 games. Well, there's 2 games left. It's possible that we could go out. It's unlikely. but we're almost guaranteed at least a playoff spot. We should secure that against Feyenoord. And a quick look down through the table. Feyenoord in 21st, we are in 12th. Newcastle up in 3rd with 4 wins against Serie, Fenerbahce, Atletico, and Feyenoord, and 2 draws against Crvena Zvezda and Celta Vigo. So it's been a good start. Obviously, 1 game. We are looking to bring in 2 loan signings. We are going to look to strengthen the squad as well, because as we can see, there's a lot of young players outside of our first kind of 15-ish first team players. So we definitely need reinforcements. We'll wrap it up for this episode at this point. We will be back. We will bring you the game against Newcastle United. Of course, it is the Korky Blues derby. Obviously, I've just finished managing with Newcastle, so we'll bring you that game as well as the goals from the other game. Hopefully, we'll wrap up some deadline day transfer signings as well, and we will look to push on to do better in the league. That is it for this episode. I do hope you've enjoyed it. We're on to a new venture with Inter Milan. We will see you in the next episode. Until then, thank you and take care. Thank you for watching this video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Please remember to subscribe. It helps us to grow and helps us to bring you more videos like this. Please also leave a like and share the video as well, and please do leave a comment. We would love to hear your feedback also. That's it for now. You can watch one of these recommended videos, but we will see you in the next one. Until then, thank you and take care.